להקליט? זה יהיה בכל מקום, אתה יכול לשים את זה, יהיה גם שידור שלנו ביוטיוב שלך.
Wieso doch denn auch da bitten? Das ist nice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2, 3, 4. יו יו.
איפה המיקרופון של השאלות?
הנה פה איפה שהוא.
לא, אצלם.
אביב שב. זה עוד ציפוש, נו. בסדר, תגיד להם שיכנסו. תראי שם את הדלת. נוף, תעזור לשם. אוקיי, טוב, שלום לכולם. I will speak in English because we have a very special guest over here. And we're going to start with a statement for Mr. Offer ינאי.
All right. Hi everybody, the guys that are present here and everybody that is watching us. I've told in the past that building a great team, building a great club will require to cooperate with the best. And I'm honored to have next to me Tony Paarker, a basketball legend, and that I personally was staying up to watch him play in the NBA finals and everything. So Tony, thank you very much for coming. And I am very happy to say that we have decided that we're going to do the preparation tournament for the season here in Tel Aviv. And Tony, with his team as well, Vילרבאן, will come and play here. Another Israeli team that would participate in the tournament is going to be Apol Jerusalem, and another European team is going to be the champion of Lithuania, Ritas Vilna. Now that the tournament is set, we have more teams that want to join, so maybe we'll expand it. But of course, I'm very happy to have the first set of games, international basketball games, here in Tel Aviv after the tragedy that we experienced in last October. So I'm very happy to have Tony here, very happy to be here. And Tony, you are much more experienced in this than me.
But thank you. Thank you for the opportunity. I'm very excited to be here. It's my first time in Israel, and I have a lot of friends here, but never had a chance to come here. So it's been a great 2 days finalizing the tournament. I'm excited to bring our team, and I know that Offer is very, very passionate for basketball. He loves basketball, and that's what I love. First time I met him, it was through Matan, who's a very good agent. Okay agent. I know Matan for a lot of years because we were working with different players in Asvel. Theo Malidon, who's an NBA player. Zachary Rizaché, who's the #1 pick in the draft. Noam Yakov, who came to my academy. And so through the years, we built a great relationship. And I had the opportunity to meet Offer a couple of times in Lyon, and the relationship grew. And when I saw the passion and what he wants to create here and with Apple, I'm a big fan of it, and I want to support it. And so that's why Asvel is going to play in September in this tournament.
Okay. So questions, channel 12 first, please. Second.
Hi everybody.
Yes.
שומעים?
Yes.
You hear me?
In English, please.
In English, please.
In English, okay. Okay. Hi Tony, thanks for talking to us. Were you afraid to come to Israel at this time?
No, not at all. I trust my friends, and they told me that it's very safe in Tel Aviv.
What do you think about the basketball in Israel?
I think basketball is growing here. I had a chance to play against Omri Caspi, so I played a lot against Israel too, and it's been growing. You can see through the years they've been trying to develop players, and so that's why when Matan called me the first time to bring Noam Yakov, I was like very impressed with his talent, and that's why I decided to work with him and try to bring him to the NBA. He's an NBA prospect, and I hope that he's going to have a great season with Apol. Make sure that his development is going the right direction. He's going to have a great opportunity here to play more minutes, and hopefully he'll be drafted next year.
Last question. You played with a lot of players all over the world in the NBA. What do you think about the anti-Semitic that's growing now all over?
The what?
The anti-Semitic. Anti-Semitic?
Anti-Semitism.
Okay, sorry. I'm not going to talk about that. You know, I'm not in the political world. I'm in the sports world. I'm for peace. I love everybody, and I hope sports and basketball grows all around the world.
Okay. Yes, channel 5, Omri, please.
Hello everybody. My first question to Offer. You know, the international games are obviously not in Israel since the October 7th. And do you feel that bringing here team like Asvel, team like Ritas Vilna can help to bring back the international games to Israel next season?
Yes, I think it's going to help tremendously, because Tony can tell you that for him, when he came here, he saw how calm and safe everything is here. So when you sit in Europe, you think, well, there's a war there, but when you come and you see that everything is back to normal here, it will help tremendously.
Mike, another question to Tony. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
You know, I'll ask you as an owner of a team who has an A license in the EuroLeague, how realistic is it to expect that somewhere there will be another Israeli team with a fixed license in the EuroLeague?
I don't see no reason why it can't happen. You know, with the EuroLeague, we want to grow, and we talked about having 18, 20, 22, 24 teams. We talked a lot about different options that we wanted to do in the next couple of years. And when you have an owner like that who's super passionate and wants to invest in basketball, it can only help European basketball. And so that's why I want to support it, and that's why I'm here. I don't see why, you know, you see it in soccer, they have a lot of cities where they have two teams, you know, like in Madrid or London or Rome. I can give you a lot of examples, you know, and so I don't see why it can't be two teams in the same city.
You mentioned, Tony, the
Oh,
corporate.
I forgot to talk about Belgrade. Belgrade, we have two teams in basketball.
In Athens,
Sorry,
Athens,
forgot.
of
In
course.
Athens, yeah.
You mentioned the cooperation between your team, your club, and Apol Tel Aviv. Can you elaborate about this cooperation? What would it be included?
Yeah, I think it's a gap, you know, in the Israeli basketball. You know, you have the first division that's competitive, and then you have a third division, and so you have a gap where the young players, they don't know like where to go to keep going if they have a lot of talent. That's what happened with Noam, and that's why Matan called me, and with my academy, we have players from different countries. And I was very happy to start a collaboration with Israel and with that team. And so when it was time to see what was the best opportunity for him to keep growing, we thought that Apol Tel Aviv was the best place for him to keep growing, to try to reach his ultimate goal, to go to the NBA. And I hope in the future we can have more Noam who can come to the academy and then come back to Apol. I think it's a great way for the young players in Israel to keep improving and play against good competition. You know, those age, you know, 15, 16, 17. It can be a good gap that we can bridge.
I just want to add on what Tony said. Tony is being modest, but he's like a master of developing players that goes to the NBA. You had really good picks in the last years. So to make it simple, I think the cooperation between the two clubs will help us to generate more NBA players that comes from Israel.
I have one question for Ofer and then one question for Tony. Ofer, there's been talks about whether Apol will play in this arena next year or not. So my question is, if the tournament will be only played here, or will we see a few games in other places?
Well, it really is something that you need to ask the one that arranged the tournament. It depends, I think, on the popularity, how many seats how many tickets we're gonna sell. We might play here, we might play it in a different arena. In the games against Apol Jerusalem, they will probably want to play at least one game at the arena in Jerusalem. We still need to consider this. This is not relevant to the question of where we're going to play next season, which is a big question. But as I said, we are not dealing in that yet. We still finishing to build the roster, and we think that the fans need to have the discussion between themselves, and we will get to it in a few weeks.
And Tony, because I have to ask, how was Ofer's mom's couscous in Mafum?
How was what?
How was Ofer's mom's food?
Oh, it was really good. It was really, really good. I was looking forward to it. We had a great dinner last night at Ofer's house, but by far the mom's food is the best, for sure. Sorry, Ofer.
That's the headline.
Amazing.
Mr. Parker, you mentioned the value, you both spoke about the value this cooperation could have for Apol in Israel. How do you believe that you guys can benefit from that as well? And how do you believe this move will be accepted or viewed in France?
I think for us, I'm always looking for talents, young talents to improve, our young teams, I want my academy to be competitive, and Noam was very competitive, when he was playing with us in our youth team and in our professional team. He had a good season this year as a backup in the EuroLeague at a young age, and so I'm looking forward to have more talent, coming and helping our teams to be competitive with my academy. I like to see my academy as a place where we have players from all around the world. I love traveling. I've been traveling my whole life, US, Asia, here. I like to go over. I like different cultures, and I think it can be very good as a kid when you grow with different people in different cultures. It's great just for your knowledge. It's just great for life. People in my academy, obviously we have a lot of kids, but I know that 98% of those kids, they're not going to become professional basketball players. That's just the life, and so yes, I take care of the 2%, who's going to make it, to the EuroLeague or maybe the NBA, but I want to take care of the 98% and make sure that when they get out of the academy, they have a job and they're happy with their life. That's the slogan in my academy: come to the academy and get a job. That's what I want to do. That's why I'm the ambassador too of LVMH, with the institute, where I can propose for all of my kids all those different jobs, and at the end of the day, I just want to give back. That's how I started, to invest in the team. I wanted to give back to my country. I wanted to give back to French basketball, and now I want to give back to other kids, not just French kids. It can be kids from Israel, kids from anywhere.
You mentioned Noam, and he just entered. And maybe is there anything you want to tell him about his?
I didn't even see him coming in. Yeah, I didn't even see him.
Maybe about his period in Villeurbanne, something you want to tell him, and maybe what you wish for him in his next chapter in Appoel.
But for me, like I said, I want him to keep improving. And when you're a young player, you have to try to find the best team, to play the most minutes and can be the best fit, to you to showcase your talent. And I think Appoel is the best spot for him. I really care about him. He came so young in my academy. With my time, we talk about him all the time, and he cares. He's very lucky to have an agent like that cares like that. And my hope for him is to have an unbelievable season, like that. Offer is happy, and then he goes to the NBA. That's the ultimate goal, go to the NBA.
The first time I've met Tony, there was something I wanted to ask him, and just before we part ways, I asked him, Tony, I want to ask you something. The first season in the NBA, you scored 7.3 points. In the last season, you scored almost 20 points. What's the difference? Was it like physicality, understanding of the game? He said no. The biggest difference was confidence. To be able to understand that the coach trusts you and that the fans trust you. So Noam drove by to my house yesterday. He came after practice. He was very hungry. He ate a lot. And I told him this story, and I told him, this year you're going to play a lot. We know you are a brilliant young player. You're going to play a lot of minutes. You'll make mistakes, and it's going to be okay, because this is the way you will develop.
Okay. Next question, please. Anyone else? Yeah.
Mr. Paaker, you have a deep understanding and knowledge of both American and European basketball, and you mentioned this academy is one of your biggest projects and the things you're spending most of your time and energy on. Do you believe you can do a unique combination? Does that help you teaching the kids the understanding of both worlds?
Yeah, it definitely helps, for sure. Everything that I learned, from my Spurs days and then with the French national team, I always said I had two families. I had the Spurs family during the year, and then I had the French national team in the summer, and I played in both my whole career. And I think it's definitely helping me now as the president of a EuroLeague team. I think it's important to know, what's the difference, in the European game and what they want in the NBA. The basketball game is evolving like so fast, it's very different from when I play. Now it's a lot of threes, it goes super fast, they shoot super fast. It's just different, and I'm sure in 5-10 years we'll see different stuff. We see different bodies. Look at Victor's body, it's like crazy, and so the basketball is going to keep developing, and you have to adapt, to your time. So yes, I take stuff that when I was playing, and stuff that I learned, and try to adapt with the modern day, because kids, they do different stuff, and you try to find a happy middle.
Speaking of Spurs, how do you like the direction they're heading?
Yeah, I like what they did. I think we had some good picks. I like the addition of Chris Paul, who's a good friend, so I'm happy. I told him, I texted him the other day, I was like, man, it's so weird to see you with the Spurs jersey. It's going to be weird because I played against him my whole career. It was always me and him for the best point guard, in the NBA. So it's funny to see him in San Antonio, but I think he's going to help Victor so much. And his first step, to try to get better, it's going to be a process. We have to be patient. We're not going to win the championship right away next year, but at least we're going the right direction.
Second year in a row, we see a French first pick. You think you had something to do with that, with your bringing France to the NBA?
But they both came to my academy, so I can take a little bit of credit. Victor, we won a championship, you know, with Asvel, and then Zach did very well in the academy too. We won some championships with him too, with the youth team, and yeah, I'm very proud. I'm very proud because it's the reason why I wanted to give back, and to see now back-to-back French guy first pick is just unbelievable. And French basketball is in a good place right now. You know, we have a wave of great players right now, and I hope it's going to translate with some medals starting this summer with the Olympics. Big one this summer.
Okay, thank you very much. Yes, staff, please. Last question.
Offer, hello. A lot of competition this year canceled. Just one in the athletics under 23 was in Jerusalem. That's it since October 7. How can you be sure that this is going to happen?
It will not be cancelled because it's the decision of the teams. When you're dealing with the institutions, you get politics involved. We're not doing it from the side of politics. We're doing it from the side of friendship and from the side of business. So for us, it's the decision that we are taking. I own the team, Tony own the team. This is the decision that we took. So it's not something that's going to be cancelled. I think that I want to emphasize another 2 points. I think one of the things that helped me to connect to Tony, of course there's a big difference between us. He's a basketball legend and I love to play basketball. But the thing that we are the same is we're the young owners of basketball teams. And when you look on the ownership in basketball, you see that the owners, usually like a basketball guys, but Tony and myself, we come from a perspective of a global perspective, me because of my business, Tony because he played in the NBA, and also from a business perspective. When I talked to Tony about the tournament, I told him that in Appoel, we gave an investment class for the players this season, because it's important for us to make sure they will benefit from the staying from this year and what are they going to do with the money moving forward. And I asked him to give a lecture when he comes to players, because he's a great example for a player that finished the basketball part of his life and moved to business. So I think he's a role model for that, and we would like to see him to give a lecture. But I think that the fact that we here that we want also to develop the basketball, but also to develop the business side of basketball, this is something that the European basketball really requires, and I think there's going to be very good results to this cooperation. I also want to mention, I said earlier to Tony that the last time that Appoel played against Asvel was in 1969, and one of the fans of Appoel saw that we're going to have this press conference, so he sent me some flags from this game, and I gave them those flags to Tony. He kept them for the last 55 years in his house, and he gave it. We gave it to Tony. In 1969, you know what happened in 1969 for Appoel? We hope to do it again this year.
Okay.
That was funny. Because I asked him just before we arrived here, I asked him, when is the last time Appoel won a championship? And he tells me 69. I'm like, oh, 69. I was like, man, it's been a long time.
We landed on the moon.
We were going to the moon. Like 69, that's a long time. And then we arrive at the arena and we get the letter with the, the flags, from Asvel and Appoel, and it was last time we played each other 69. Unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
If you want to take pictures, you can right now. You mean no? No, it's all.
Here, that picture?
No way. No way.
סימנת אותה, רוצה? שמישהו יגרום לי לראות כזה. בסדר.
Yes, very good.
תודה.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. רוצים לראות את הגלים?